In the late 40s, Vera left Bigger and moved to Saskatoon. She found a job working for Dr. Harry Hay doing housework. She learned how to iron linen, polish silverware, and arrange table settings. It was here that Vera's dream of entertaining guests was born. She worked a few more years in the service industry, and then in the early 50s, Vera left Saskatoon, bound for Vancouver. She arrived in Calgary and ended up staying there and finding work at a cookie factory. A key moment in her life occurred when a friend asked her how to get right with God. Vera felt unequipped and suggested that she try saying the Lord's Prayer. This encounter raised new questions and challenged Vera's priorities in life. Now, on the radio in those days was a radio show hosted by Cyril Hutchinson from Berean Bible College. He promoted the college on the airwaves, and wouldn't you know it, Vera enrolled there, planning to attend for a year. But she made so many friends that they convinced her to come back. So back she went for 2 more years, studying, singing in the choir, living it up in the dormitory, and finally graduating in 1957. On Wednesday, July 16, 1958, Vera went to the Union Gospel Mission. A young man named Winston Sproule was giving his testimony there. There was instant chemistry, and 2 days later, they had their first date. They dated steady through the summer. Vera then left that fall to work at the Union Mission way up in the Yukon. At the same time, Winston enrolled at Berean, and for 2 years, Vera and Winston stayed in contact by corresponding through letters. 2 years later, Winston was also recruited to work in the land of the midnight sun. They continued to see each other from time to time and planned a life together. At the end of the summer, Winston returned to Calgary for his final year of school, while Vera stayed on at the Indian Mission School. She then came down in the spring, just in time to get things ready for the wedding. Winston graduated April 7, 1961, and married Vera April 8th, the very next day. Within months, they were headed up the Alaska Highway to become full-time missionaries. In 1966, Winston took a position as pastor of the New Sweden Mission Church near Wetaskiwin, Alberta.
On April 23rd, 1973, our baby girl was born at 6 months. She lived only 1 hour. We all felt the loss deeply. In the death certificate, we had to give her a name, so we called her Win. Winston, the children, Grandpa and Grandma. I don't remember her crying at birth. I remember asking if it was a girl or a boy, and the doctor was quiet and said, "It's a girl." And she was taken away. Awaits the resurrection. She is with the Lord, which is far better, especially if she would have had a life of woe. Whatever her problem was, we were not told. In faith alone, we dry our tears. In faith we raise our heads and see the unchanging love of God.